This is through a mirror darkly on normal and hard. So this quest can be a little bit confusing. We talk to this guy, and he gives us an item, and we're going to drag that item to our hotbar. It's this mirror of shadows. So I'm going to stick it here on my bottom bar right there, mirror of shadows. And whenever we get to a point where we can't cross a barrier, we can use a mirror of shadows that'll take us to the
Within the glass
other
of
side.
the small
So
mirror, you see a strange, shadowy reflection
castle,
of the room around you.
there's sort of like a regular
Then,
side and a
suddenly, you are
Shadowfell side.
pulled into
And
the
so the
Shadowfell,
barriers,
and the reflection
sometimes there's a wall on one side and not the other. So when you get to a barrier
of magical shadows blocks
you can
this doorway.
cross
There
by
has to be
going to
another
the other
way
side.
around it.
So you use that mirror of shadows, and it will take us to the other side, which has a door instead of a barrier. So that's kind of how you get through this quest. There's 8 orbs we need to get. Pretty easy. And there's a lot of people that don't like this quest. They think it's really long. I actually think it's actually pretty quick, and I enjoy it.
This door has been blocked
It's
off.
a bit of a challenge learning curve-wise. It was a bit of a challenge to learn, but once I learned it, you know, it was really pretty easy. So we're going to go from that door. We're going to go left here after clearing the mobs. Use the mirror at the dead end. Alright. Now we're to the end. It's empty. But on the other side, there's a big fight, so we're going to use this mirror to get to the other side.
An aura
Not so big on
magic
normal.
emanates from the light orb.
Alright, you see that orb? That's what we're trying to get. So from this area, we're going to get a light and a dark orb. The light orb is on the regular side. The dark orb is on the Shadowfell side. So we are going to go to the other end of the hall, like we're north now, and so we're going to go to the northwest had the light, northeast has the shadow, and so we want to make sure that we're on the Shadowfell side on the northeast to get the orb. Alright, so this is the right room, but it's the wrong side. So I'm going to switch to the Shadowfell side because there's enemies in both rooms. No need to do the extra fight. So on the northeast, we want to go to the Shadowfell. If you get it wrong, it's no big deal. You just have an extra fight. So it's not like you failed the quest or anything. Alright, and you can see on the Shadowfell side, we've got the Shadow Orb. And if you ever get confused which side it is, just look at what you got on the northwest side, and it's the opposite of that. There's a shrine on the light side, and if you want to use that, you'll have to clear the enemies there. But there's a few other shrines here that are easier.
The door here has been sealed off with bricks. There must be another path.
Basically, going back the way we went, where this is the entrance, it's sort of barricaded on this side, and now we're going to go to the south side. So we started north. We're going to go south. North and south are downstairs. East and west are upstairs. Well, there's 4 downstairs, 4 upstairs. I'll show you the locations when we get up there. This arcanist. Alright, so the second orb is in behind this door on the Shadowfell side. And depending on, sometimes you get lucky and there's no enemies there. The puppeteers have been killed by something. Other times you'll have a fight. And I'm gonna grab the orb. And I'm gonna put these next on my hotbar too, just so we can see how many we have. We have 1 light and 2 dark. Right, I have them right above the mirror of shadows. And now we're going to continue on the south. going to switch sides here. And this is the southeast corner. And there's the light orb. And that door is closed because we came through the dark side before. But to go up the stairs, we need to be on the light side, or the regular side, not the Shadowfell side. So now we're going to go up the stairs, and we are going to go through that door left.
A shade appears from out of the darkness. She
Alright,
seems to have been expecting you.
So that message is actually for this room, which we haven't got to yet. It's an errant message. So we're going to go through this door. And so on the map, this is also south, but it's on the second floor. Alright. And now we're going to switch sides. And here's the Shatterkai boss, which comes with some other mobs. And there's the light orb. So that's light orb number 3. We can't get the chest till we get the boss. The boss keeps switching sides, kind of annoying every so often. And that's what the end fight does too. So you can either switch sides to chase it, or just wait it out. On the end fight, I've kind of come to the conclusion I'm just going to wait it out because I kind of get annoyed with switching sides all the time.
Before you can deliver a final blow, Oralace deliberately falls on her dagger. The assassin was too proud to accept defeat by one such as you.
And you can just leave the room, though. Normally, the assassin is not going to follow you. On high difficulty, like one common tactic is to dimension door back if you have dimension door, which I don't have. Alright, so okay, we're going to go through here. I'm on the Shadowfell side now. And on the east side, there's this sort of a shadow orb here. If you jump down, there's a beholder fight. I'm going to skip that. But if you want to explore the dungeon, normal would be the one. Okay, so we've got 3 and 3. Now I'm going to. There's another one on the east side here. I'm going to switch to the regular side because this one is on this side. And there's fights on both sides, so worst case scenario, if you can't remember, then just remember that, you go to both sides here and you'll get it. It's on
Place
the light,
light orbs on
so we have all 4 of the
pedestals
light
to
orbs.
grant
We just
further
need one
access
more
to the Nexus.
dark orb, which we're going to find over here to the left. Let's see what this trap is. Orb, forward. I'm annoying. I can't get the spell word while I'm getting attacked. Alright, so a lot of times, this spell word generates animated objects, and I believe slows us down, so, as well, but, so I'm just going to ignore it. It kept saying I was blocked no matter where I was. Alright, so the other side of this room is where the last orb is, so I'm going to switch over.
Now that you have all of the shadow orbs, place them on their pedestals to grant further access to the Nexus.
And if you look from a map perspective, This one is sort of on the northwest a little. But I just follow that path I just took. Let me see if I can get it from this side now. There we go. And I'm going to go back the way I came through those other stairs. I was on the dark side here, so it's possible that I'll find some other enemies. Let me see if it looks like there's another spell ward. Oh, it's inside that room, which I'm not going to do. Oop, let's see. Switch to the other side. And then we have to switch to the other side again to get out the door. Down here. A lot of switching back and forth, getting the barrier switch. And you don't have to memorize it. If you have just kind of a rough idea, you can usually find the things. But after 1 or 2 tries of this, you will be a pro. These books are optionals. I skip them because you have to go to a lot of extra rooms to be able to get that. And you put these, so these are on the light side.
You take a quick glimpse
and
into
that's
your
going to
mirror.
create a bridge,
A
but first we
bridge
have to
of
switch to
solid
the
darkness
side.
has formed inside the Shadowfell,
There we
spanning
go.
the gap
So
to
now
the
this
tower
bridge is created.
entrance.
And the second set of orbs.
These light pedestals are dormant, but still radiate a subtle magical aura. The barrier
opens
of
this
light
barrier,
disappears,
so I'm going to just
allowing
go in
you
there.
to proceed.
You could shrine. There's a shrine right there. I'm going to skip it. And this is the end fight. And so what's going to happen here is this boss is going to keep. We'll damage him a little bit. He'll go to the other side. Looks like I got the spell at some point.
The Shade applauds.
And this guy might keep
You've
spelling.
certainly
I don't
done
know.
a better job of damaging my operation than this fool of a cat burglar. I shall force him to watch as I destroy you.
So you'll damage him a little, and then he switches to the other side. And each time each time you switch his sides, there's a mob that forms. So you can switch sides
allows me to exist in both light and shadow at once.
and chase him down again. And he'll do the same. You'll have mobs every time.
Maintain the Shadowfell nexus at the same time.
And this is the quickest way to get him down, is just keep switching sides. But on higher difficulties, especially if you're on a caster or something, what ends up happening is, you spend so much time fighting the mobs on higher difficulties. So you could just stay on this side. He'll come back after like 40 seconds or whatever. It's a little slower, but it's you don't have to switch sides.
Between the old stone hall
now we talk
and the
to
Shadowfell.
Horifam, and we're done. So I'm gonna recall out. I'm not gonna pause it because I want to show you something. Actually, I guess I will pause it. I'll show you. I'll show you after I get my word. I'm going to show you something. And these give you various armors with heroism, which is pretty weak for this level. I have greater heroism spell for my human tree, so I'm just going to grab a. Random item that I could break down for essences and retake the quest. And this is what I wanted to show you, is now that we've completed this quest, we're going to have access to another door in the wilderness, which will make getting to this quest a little bit easier. And there's something I meant to show you after another quest that makes it easier to get through the Mirror Darkly quest. So when we come in, we've been going, you normally go straight or left to get to the quest, and to get to Through Mirror Darkly, you have to go all the way around, and it's a long, long trek. But now that we've completed Through Mirror Darkly, we have access to this gate, which we didn't previously have access to, as a shortcut. So we had to go all the way, over, and then all the way back to get here. So now this is open, and we could open the door. And then Through a Mirror Darkly is to our left. What I forgot to show you is when we completed this quest, these volunteers. Oh, they're chasing each other. So, Thrill of the Hunt, right? When we finished Thrill of the Hunt, what you could have done, and which I meant to tell you and just kind of forgot, is that after you complete Thrill of the Hunt, you come and open this lever. Then you go get through a Mirror Darkly. And as long as you come in the same wilderness instance, this gate will be open. You won't have to take the long way to get through a Mirror Darkly. And then this is the way that going through this gate to get through a Mirror Darkly. You just kind of hang to the left wall. There's not too many monsters, so certainly a lot less than going the other way. Over this thing, and then straight ahead. Sometimes there's some beholders here and other things, but it's not as bad as it sounds. All right, and to the right. And then there's the quest up there. So that's the shortcut. You could do that after completing the previous quest, and then get here quicker that way. And then once you've completed it, then you could open that gate from the other side. That's what I did this time. All right, go right back in on hard. Same thing, we'll get the item, and then we'll use the item to get to the other side.
Within the glass of the small mirror, you see a strange, shadowy reflection. A barrier of magical shadows blocks this doorway. There has to be another way around it.
At least I do. And then switch sides to get through whenever you hit a barrier. I probably should use my shield clickies here. There's quite a bit, and let me just make sure I'm in hard because that seems pretty easy. But yep, hard. But normal to hard doesn't scale up as much as hard to elite does. So both normal and hard is pretty easy on this build. So barring the couple of things we've seen,
this door has been
disintegrate, rolling a 1,
you will
and
have to find another way around.
Rolling a 1 and getting our brain eaten by mind flayers. So those things will still kill us, but for the most part, nothing else should. Alright, I'm going to have the hireling open the door because I've got these 45 seconds of this damage over time thing. We're going to want the light side here, although I don't think it matters because this room's empty on the dark side. Switch over.
An aura of magic emanates from the light. You should gather any more you find.
So that's one of the 8. We'll have to have her open doors. It's almost done. That holler damage over time thing is kind of annoying because you can't open doors or anything while it's going on. And now we're to the end of the hall, and we have the light orb, so we want to get the dark orb on this side.
A nearby shadow orb resonates with magic. You should gather any more.
So, shadow orb, I guess, technically.
The door here has been sealed off with bricks. There must be another path.
And so we did north on the downstairs. Now we're going to do south on the downstairs. And the upstairs is a little more complicated than that, but so, and this is very similar to the Inferno quest that was run not too long ago, where they have two sides, and you know you're having to kind of navigate both sides. Well, it's almost worn off, these damage over time things. So that's not bad. 235 on an unmeted cure moderate wounds. Alright.
A shade appears from out of the darkness. She seems to have been expecting you.
We'll get a few shades on this side. Shadows, not shades. Pretty easy for us. I'm going to go to the other side. And I'm not going to worry about the chest this time. I'm just going to try to get out of there as quick as I can. So we basically have to clear these guys out. Grab the light orb. Well, we might end up getting him, I don't know. Alright, so he's going to go to this Shadowfell, so I'm going to get out of his acid rain and switch sides. Follow him. Where'd he go? And I can't find him, but I don't care because I'm just going to leave. Like, you don't have to fight that guy, you can just leave him. That's why I normally do that. Because on higher difficulties he has a lot of hit points, so no sense messing with it. And again, I'm going to grab this, and if you want to, I'm not going to fight the Beholder. He's fairly tough. And then I'm going to switch to the light side. I grab the Dark Orb back there, or the Shadow Orb back there.
Place the light orbs on their pedestals to grant further access to the Nexus. that you have all of the shadow orbs, place them on their pedestals to grant further access to the Nexus.
And now I'm going to switch back and go back the way I came, including switching sides when I need to switch sides to avoid aggroing other enemies. So I'll switch sides here. And then I will switch sides here. And here. And on this part, I don't think I can get up unless I... Oh yeah, I can. Alright. But I have to switch sides to see the orbs. Or to put the orbs in.
You take a quick glimpse into your mirror.
And then switch
A
sides
bridge
to
of solid darkness has formed inside the shadow,
cross the bridge that was created.
spanning the gap to the tower entrance. These light
And
pedestals
I don't need a
are
shrine, so
dormant,
I'm going to once
but
again...
still radiate a subtle magical aura. No, the barrier of light disappears, allowing you
up.
to proceed.
And I'm not going to bother with my other buffs because they keep getting dispelled, I think, from the casters. So
Well played. The Shade applauds. You've certainly
I will
done
do
a
my
better
holy sword.
job of damaging my operation than this fool of a cat burglar. I shall force him to watch as I destroy you. Tivorus laughs as he draws a protective spell around himself.
So I'm just going to wait this one time to show you, so you'll see that he's
My
on the other side
sorcery
now,
allows
and
me to
so
exist in both
the
light
quickest
and
way to defeat
shadow at
him,
once.
if you know, unless
I
you
can
don't have the
easily
DPS,
deal with you
is to
and
switch
continue to
sides
maintain the
and
Shadowfell
chase him
Nexus
from
at
side
the
to
same
side.
time.
Each time you do, you'll get mobs. The mobs respawn. So I'm going to instead just wait, and if you wait him out, he will return after 30 or 40 seconds. Then after that, I'm going to switch sides because it's a lot quicker. You know, we have enough DPS to take him down fast, so I'm going to switch sides. It's more resource intensive to switch sides because you're having to deal with a mob respawn on every side, on both sides, every time you do that. Whereas here, it kind of gives you a chance to kind of heal up, regroup, and then you only have to fight the mobs when the respawn on this side, and you take him down just as fast. So in theory, it takes longer to take him down, but you're having to fight a lot less enemies to do it. Alright, and so you can just wait here again, and I guess we could do that just because it's not that long, just so you kind of see how it plays out. And we just wait for him to respawn, and when he respawns, a couple enemies will respawn. This is what I do on harder difficulties, almost always. Unless I'm in a party that wants to switch sides, then I'll switch sides. But I'm all for making it easier, less risky. And if you switch sides on Reaper mode, you might get Reapers. You might get 3 Reapers spawn, and and that's a wipe opportunity. Much better to just at least, whoops, him here and take him down as quick as I can, and then hit these mobs later.
Tivorus falls, breaking his hold over Orifon. Orifon quickly
And so
mutters a mystic
I don't know
phrase
for
over
sure,
the
but it
scroll,
seems like
destroying the connection
he
between
can only
the
go
old stone
down a
hall
certain
and the
percentage per
Shadowfell.
side, and if you just wait on the side, it seems like you could take him down further on the next time around. Okay, good. Post invisibility, I think I'm up to 4 or 5 of those now. These are awesome. There's some quests I like to use these for, including one I skipped that I'm going to do as part of favor cleanup. Stealthy repossession. I won't need to do it at higher levels, but at lower levels, if you don't have the UMD for Invis scrolls, the stealthy repossession, invis potions is a good way to get it done, and usually you earn enough per life to do that. So I'm gonna pause it while I go to the end reward. And I'm just gonna take a random named item and to break down for essences, and that is through a mirror darkly on normal and hard.